Okay, I guess I forgot to tell you guys what I was doing. I should have started my day off talking to you guys. But I bought a new piece of equipment for my shop, a tool that I need to do things, to get some stuff done. I bought me a new welder. I bought the cheapest welder. Well, I don't know if it's the cheapest welder, but it's one of the cheapest welders that Harbor Freight has. So let's go look at it. I bought this little Chicago Electric wire welder because my Century wire welder, that's probably 35 years old or 40 years old, finally, I don't know what's wrong with it. Something's wrong with it. I may go try to get it fixed, or I may bust into it again, try to fix it myself. I can find out what's wrong with it. But this one here is working. If I put it on the high side, it'll blow my breaker because it's supposed to be on a 20 amp breaker, but I'm running it on the low side on a 10 amp breaker. I can weld with it on that though. It's only got two settings, minimum and max. So, and on and off, and you can adjust the wire speed a little bit. So, this hose around the cable here is a piece of junk filling thing, but it's got wires in there, and I guess it's got the wires that makes the spool move. You gotta be careful with it. It's not very heavy duty. And then I've got the ground cable here. It's not very big either, but I just bought it so it could be portable. And most everything on a lawnmower is not very thick anyway, and that's what I use, lawnmowers and stuff mainly. And if I have to weld something heavy duty, I'll weld it with the Thunderbolt stick welder. One of these days I'm going to replace that one with the AC/DC, probably a Lincoln, because unless I can find one of these. I found one of these on the internet for 400 bucks. I ought to go get it. It's an AC/DC one. So I may get a hold of that person and buy that. Oh, there's their compressor. So what I'm doing right now is I got that barbecue grill. That one right there, off the side of the road. It's brand new. I may end up trying to mount that tank on something and use it for something, I don't know. But I'm taking these old wheels that came off of that, and I'm gonna put these on my gates. Just gonna mount them on there and have some square tubing come up. But I got this little trailer off that yard cleanup I did. I cut the center hub out of the wheels, and I'm gonna weld them back on in here so it'll have its own bearing. Then I'll pack this full of grease when I put it back together, and she should run for a while. I'm just taking my time. I don't want to get it too hot, so I took the paint off of the center going around. I'm just welding a little here and there, taking my time getting it welded in there. I don't know if it's exactly straight, but it's pretty close. So, close enough. This is my new camera. This is the old camera. But yeah. So, there's a car going by the radio. Oh, it's a pickup. So I'm going to try to weld on this a little bit more and get back with you there in a little bit. I ain't got nothing to set my camera on. I'd let you guys watch. Maybe I will. Hey, I got you guys sitting on the step ladder. I think you can see it. Where is that thing? Oh, right there, yeah. Kind of hard to see though. Okay, everybody. I'm gonna do a little welding here and see, well, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna weld on it. I already got it cut out the center. I showed you that a while ago. Welding on my steel wheel gates here, for my steel wheels for my gates, with the 125 Chicago Electric flux core MIG welder. I bought that welder because I had a Century welder. I was trying to limp it along. It's been broke for about a year now, but it finally quit working altogether. And I've been wanting to buy a better welder, but I caved in and went and bought this little cheapo thing. This thing is like $139, I think, and I think I paid it. You can get them on sale and stuff, but I kind of needed it because I'm going to have to take it up where my gates are installed, because I don't want to take them on and off the hinges. It's not worth it. It's not worth lifting them on and off. It's too heavy. So I got this welder here so I can take it up there and weld on the gates when I install these wheels. And I'm also going to weld on a locking device so I can lock my gates. And it's going to be pretty neat. I got a pretty neat locking device. We'll see how you guys think of my locking device that I thought up in my brain. It's not nothing new. It's an old-fashioned locking device, actually, but I'm just going to build out some scrap metal I got off these gates and stuff that I've been working on. And then when I get my locking device done, then I'll start building on my putting my pickets on. Get my pickets on those fences, that gate. I might get that locking device built tomorrow, but sometime this week I got to get over there and do that grading job. We had a little bad weather, and it got real cold now, but you know, I gotta pick and choose. I can grade a little bit here. I gotta get over there and fix that driveway for that guy, and pick up some rock to put down on his driveway. I'm gonna put down some screenings. I think he's got plenty of rock I can mix in. I may put some screenings down on it, and then put some clean rock over the top of it and kind of smash them into the screenings, and we'll see how that works. Or roll them in or something. I do got a small roller, and I could take over there and roll up and down, but or I could just drive my tractor around on it, or a pickup or something. But I need to make me another roller, like for doing some driveway rolling, because it does help if you pack in the drive when you do fresh gravel and stuff. If you pack it in, it does help it when it rains to keep it from washing. But this driveway is going to need a major grading job on it, so it should be kind of interesting. See how I do on try to make a crown on the road to drive with my blade. But yeah, right now what I'm doing is I had a gap on one of my axles, on one of my spokes on my steel wheel. I cut too much of it off, and I'm gonna put a little spacer on the spoke there, and then fill in the gap a little bit with this little piece of pipe. But it was too thick; it wouldn't fit in the gap. So what I'm doing there is grinding her down, getting her a little thinner. But it works out good, actually, whenever I get this done. Alright, looks like I'm going to go over there and install it right now. It fits in there pretty good and tight. The welds ain't real good. I probably should have practiced a little bit with that welder before I went and started welding, because I didn't have the feel for it. I started getting the feel for it toward the end, though. But I still got to look. It's only got two settings. It says on and off, and then you're going to weld with a minimum or it's like a minimum power or full power, something like that. High power, something. But I think it's only welding like at like I didn't read it. It's like at 50 or 45 amps or something on the low setting, and I think the high one's only around 75 or 80. You know, like if you had a welder that had all the numbers on it, this one here just says high and low. So I got it set on the low setting right now. Reason why I'm welding on the low setting because I got it running off a 10 amp breaker, instead of a 20 amp breaker. But the 10 amp breaker that will handle the low setting. But if you run it on the high setting, it blew that 10 amp breaker in the heartbeat. That's the first thing I did with it. It blew my breaker because I had it on high. So I said, it'd probably do on the low side. So I put it on the 10 amp. I actually didn't know my breaker box had a bunch of 10 amp breakers in it, but I guess it's good to know that the breaker works. I've been running my battery charger off of it and everything. I guess my drills, they must not draw much. But didn't like it when that welder was on the high side. And when I flipped it on, I mean, it blew that breaker like it was a dead short or something. As soon as I turned it on, it blew it. Well, as soon as I hit my trigger, it didn't blow it when I turned it on. It just hit it right when I started to weld. That breaker said, "No, I ain't having this. It's way too much." But yeah. Uh, all in all, for the money, I guess it works. All I can say is it works. The welder, I just need to slow down probably a little bit on how fast I'm going. And I'm not so sure that Harbor Freight's welding wire and all that is as good as like if you bought a Lincoln brand, or if you bought some better wire from somewhere else that's American made, it'd probably be a little bit better wire. But this is just Harbor Freight. It's just a gate. It's going to be used quite a bit though. That gate will probably be open and shut almost every day from in April to Halloween or somewhere till the end of the year. Actually, pretty much almost every single day that gate's going to be open and shut, open and shut. But if it breaks, I'll just take this welder and re-weld it. But it seemed to work okay for what it is. But I'll probably use it quite a bit actually. Let's see what else I got going on. Toward the end of this video, my daughter came over with her boyfriend, and we had a really nice visit. We stopped and I stopped working and had a pretty good visit with them for a couple hours. And yeah, then they went back to Kansas. I tried that little helmet that comes with this welder. It's just one that you hold in your hand, but that's the way I learned how to weld. When I first learned to weld, I learned by holding they had a full-size helmet like the one I got on my head, but they bolted handles to them. And that's the way I learned to weld, was holding the helmet and welding. But for some reason, I just couldn't do it today. I'm going to do some practice with that still, because I still like that concept of holding that helmet and welding. It ain't that bad. But I've been using this helmet that I got on right there. I bought it when I was like 15 years old, when I bought my Thunderbolt. When I bought my Thunderbolt Miller arc welder. AC though, it's only AC. I wish I had an AC DC. I seen one on the internet. I'd like to have it. I might see if it's still there. Because it's an AC/DC Thunderbolt. And if it works, that'd be a good welder. There I was throwing it on the ground to just make sure it don't pop loose. I think it's welded good enough. It's not real pretty. But it's there. Now this is my second wheel. Getting ready to start on the second wheel. I had two of them. Getting ready to start on the second one here. And the first one I cut out with a grinder. And I think this did a little better job with the torch. I got a little tighter. I actually had to take a steel file here after a little bit in a drill, a rotary file, and I filed it a little bit on these spokes to get my center hub. Now these center hubs I took them out of I got this little wagon. I got this little wagon off this job. Well, it was a trash wagon or something. It had dirt in it. They were using it for a planter, but at first it was a trash wagon. People put their trash in it and hauled it to the end of the driveway. But that's what these wheels came off of, where I cut the bearings out of it. I cut the center hub out, and that's what I'm welding into these steel wheels. I don't know. That was a stupid kind of a minute of trying to explain to you where I got the bearings for these wheels. I got them off a cleanup job that I was doing on these old, I think they were off of they actually, just like the wheels that were on the front of my, they're just like the wheels that came off the front of my, one of my riding lawnmowers. My push mowers. I mean, not push mower, but my zero turns got those kind of wheels on it, I think. Well, I should have looked at them a little bit. They're probably some extra good wheels, but they ain't no more because I cut them up with a torch and got the hubs out of the center of it to weld into these. This will be a pretty good setup for my gates, I think. I won't have to worry about them. They should be pretty strong. Those spokes are like 3/8 steel rods. They should be pretty good holding those gates. You know, the main strength of a spoke is the ones that hold it up are the ones on top. The bottom ones ain't really doing as much as the spokes that are on the top of the wheel. It's all working together, really, I guess. You got the ones on the bottom pushing up, and the ones at the top are kind of keeping it from sagging down. Steel wheel's pretty good invention, actually. You ever invented the wheel? But yeah, so anyway, that's about all I'm gonna have time to say to y'all about all this, and these wheels should work pretty good. In my next video, I'll be welding them to my gate and building the lock mechanism. So it shouldn't take me too long to do that. And I gotta cut an axle out though. I've got the steel bar for the axle, but it's not gonna be too bad. Anyway, that'll probably be it for the my talk over here. And the Chicago welder is working pretty good. It's a pretty good welder, it seems to be. Uh-oh, I gotta get this back up here so I can turn this off. Okay. The Chicago welder seems to be a pretty good welder. And we'll have more on that later on some more welding. Well, my next video, actually, I'll be welding on it. Maybe tomorrow. I'm going to use it to weld these wheels onto that gate. So, alrighty. I think about Got this welded up here, and at the end of this video, I'll be, I don't know if Brad's ever been in any of my videos or not, but you'll see Sarah, my daughter Sarah, and her boyfriend Brad, and my wife and Roscoe the dog. Okay, we'll talk to y'all later, and I'll let you watch the end of this here while I'm gonna sit back and watch it with you. And a good time to like and subscribe to my videos would be right now. Alright, we'll talk to y'all later. I don't know how long this is going to go on, but it should be about done. Alright. Don't forget to subscribe. Oh, you guys there? You have to speak up. That's hot. So good. Making wheels.
Are you recording?
Oh, yeah. I got Brad, you don't know it. Who is that over there, Sarah?
Brad.
Oh, and Roscoe's out there, too. It's got that slag everywhere, but it's got some weld on it. Good enough for who it's for. I'm gonna let that dry, cool off, and I'll set it up here on my truck. Let it sit out there in the wind, cool off. Then we'll pack grease in there like a mother and call it good. There's my welder. It's okay, I'm satisfied with it. It's just doing what it's supposed to.